Right, there's no getting around it. You still got the fan because it's still hot. It's dark because it's raining finally. Spirit did say we'd get a storm and it looks like we're getting one. We've had a few rumbles of thunder. So who's next, Spirit, please? Aquarius, everybody except Pisces, I think, has been upside down, so don't worry about that. But it doesn't mean that you're dimming your light just to fit in, keeping your head down for some reason. Let's see. Refusing to acknowledge the chaos that's going on around you. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. So let's see, shall we? Let's try and get all these out as quick as we can. So, 3 rows of 6 spirit players. Overall energy is the Fool. A new adventure, a new journey, and you haven't got to fear it. Grasp it with both hands, because that's what you do best. You bring us the future. Number 22 is positive energy. However, somebody's playing mind games or trying to confuse you. There is conflict and competition, but don't back down because you're more than adequate for it. It could be government officials, bosses, the father figure. He's been in a lot of reads, so it could be the global governments. It's Aries energy. It's issues with the head and face. It's no success and no new beginnings because of your self-esteem, or that someone's lacking in self-esteem, and it could be an Aries, it could be you. The 4 or the 31 is negative energy. In the home life, security, financial wise and emotionally, but you're not standing up for yourself. You need to come out of that mental prison and stop overthinking things. Make some time for yourself. How others see this is that you are very intelligent, far more intelligent than you like to make out. That you're educated, or that you are a very clever child. You communicate well, sometimes act without thinking, act in haste, repent at leisure. But you've learned the hard lessons in life and you've found balance. There may be a Sagittarius heavily involved in this. The 14 is massively important, positive energy. It brings balance to your life. It helps you overcome addictions, online shopping, alcohol, drugs, gambling, whatever it is, or just to a way of life. But balance returns and you come out stronger on the other side. Especially if you've been banging your head against a brick wall. They always think that you are stronger. The more people sling at you, the more you take on. And because of this, you have a happy home life. But there may be issues with children who don't appreciate how happy they've had it. Or there may be issues with you and a childhood experience that was negative. Sometimes I get this with child abuse. It doesn't always have to be physical. It can be mental torture. There's issues with a dog, maybe a dog that's passed. But you will succeed at work. There's no doubt about it. Maybe the dog is a person born 1970 plus or minus 12 February to February. Or a younger person you see as a child that's causing conflict. It will come back to be addressed, but you will succeed with it. Because you are always prepared to walk away, no matter what. No money, no job is worth you not being yourself. And yet in your personal life you always stand up to that. But you are walking away, or prepared to walk away, from everything and anyone that holds you back. You've overcome some medical issues maybe, health services, hospital doors, but you are leaving everything you have ever known or believed to be true behind. There are enemies, possibly, that you are refusing to accept this behaviour from. Or, I don't believe that you'll be your own worst enemy unless you are dimming your light and accepting things that you shouldn't accept. Being bored. Yeah, you see, you're wrestling with your shadow side, the yin and the yang. Cancer energy. Those born on the 7th or the 25th, or that number anywhere, is negative. You're not on the right path. You're not following your true path. Madam Fate has sent you something to make you ponder on whether you should continue on the path you're on. Because there's unreliable unpredictability with finances, career, or friendships. Something that was reliable isn't anymore. And you are now re-evaluating. If you're ungrateful, Spirit will take something else from you. But don't doubt yourself. You are never too old, never too young, never too poor, never too rich to do anything. And anything that you have learnt, good or bad, in career or finance, has put you in good stead. So even if you've gone bankrupt 3 times, you've learnt what not to do. So you set out now on your new adventure. There's no guarantees in anything. But don't think that you failed or that you it's a race. Don't compare yourself to others. You will get there. You're more than halfway there. And you will succeed. But you've got to be more reliable and don't dim your light to fit in. Neptune. Sacrificing yourself for somebody else or others, possibly the kids, that's got to stop. Because you can't give from an empty cup. Neptune energy. Wanting to escape, feeling a prisoner. Prisoner of your own mind, perhaps. Number 10. Change is inevitable. Karma. The name Thomas could be important, or Merton. The whole idea of compassion is based on a keen awareness of the interdependence of all living things. We are all part of one another and all involved in one another. So that's the thing. You have to work as a team. And if you don't, why are you bothering with these people? You are being directed into an area that may feel unknowable. For now, you have to surrender to that mystery. Oh. Poetry, music, art, and psychic mediumship, and nebulous thinking. When it shows in a reading, any words spoken or promises given are either poetry from the gods in the higher realms or words which are lies. But more positively, these may be messages from spirit or the tapping into your own higher awareness. It will be difficult to get to the bottom of an issue, and you may see smoke and mirrors, find yourself engulfed in nefarious mists with blame cast on the wrong person, maybe even you, for the wrong reasons. With this card, you need to be absolutely clear and out front with everything. Neptune is the planet of sacrifice, so you may be asked to sacrifice something, but it's usually related to the ego. And the ego isn't big-headedness, it's your inner child. What did I say? For some greater good. So you may be triggered by something from your childhood. Neptune represents our link to all and governs the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces is connected to everything past, present and future. Neptune shows where we are vulnerable and also where we want to escape. There are opposites in all higher things. Lovers can become porn stars, reverie become drunkenness, and dreams turn into nightmares. Unfortunately, Neptune represents self-destruction and sabotage, so you could be your own worst enemy. You may be caught in a situation which is unclear, and the reason behind it may not make sense or is being withheld from you. Another manifestation is that you may find it difficult getting on the right path or in clarifying your direction. Yes. On the other hand, you may be extremely tuned in to the present time, sensing other people's emotions and having visions. If this is the case, what is below the surface will be brought out, because you won't give up until you find it. Be careful of trickery and playing emotional games. If a beautiful person enters your life, test that relationship. He or she may be too good to be true, or the love of your life. And the way to test it is to see how they treat checkout chicks, barmaids, restaurant servers, stuff like that. People that can do nothing for them. And if they treat them with manners and respect, you know that they will always treat you that way. This planet also represents sleights of hands and tricks. It also a supernatural type of creativity. You cannot be a poet or a mystic without the rays of Neptune influencing you. It's like falling off the edge of the universe, which is exactly what she's doing now. Can you see? She's fallen off the edge of the universe into a place we trust but have no idea why. So beware of deception and confusion, but at least there will be poetry and reverie. Mystery, confusion, enchantment, wandering, passivity, and secret enemies. The shaman spiral, awareness, practice, and connection. The number 8. The solitary shaman, the walker between worlds, who bridges the gap between the physical and the non-physical realities. Call on this spirit helper when in need of connection and awareness of self and your surroundings. She will guide you when in need and be an invisible ally. The spiral into self indicates a knowing of who you are, past the physical body, where you come from without the need for ego. What do we say? This card represents the knowing of yourself, the true you, your spirit, a deepening of your awareness and understanding of the world through a shaman's eyes. You see, when our physical body dies, our soul lives on to reincarnate again and again. So who are you without the limitations of your body? One needs to look very deep to take off the restrictions of who we think we are. If we were never to interact with another person, who would we express ourselves as? Are you comfortable with who you are on the inside, and does it match the person you are on the outside? Is there an ego that needs to be set aside, or do you need to find your inner strength to be who you truly are, free of the harsh judgments we find from those around us? Are you with like-minded people, or people who support and love you unconditionally? Only when you love who you are on the inside and fully know who you are by doing what brings you joy, will you then not care what others think of you. Standing proud and confident in your own skin is a powerful energy to be reckoned with. From this place you can take on anything, and when you find this place, remember what it feels like. So when you're feeling off centre and in need to find your strength again, look within. So, I've got a very good friend who's an Aquarius, and she seems very timid. I always remember standing up to the bullies when we was kids. She was the last person you'd think would do it, but she did. So if you're that person, remember how it felt when you stood up to the bullies, and do it again. The shaman spiral is also showing you a need to practice your spirituality. What are your rituals? What is your self-care? You may be getting stuck in your physical, material world and getting bogged down. Start doing the practice. Wake up and meditate. Light your incense on your altar and sit with a tree each day until you feel it speaks to you. Doing the work means showing up and making the spiritual connections necessary to feed your spirit and keep you uplifted in the physical world. Beautiful. Seventh house of marriage. Again, we've got Cancer. The mother energy. So you may have a mother in spirit, possibly a July mother. Marriages, unions, Libra, impotence, the loins, colon, prostate, Cancer, the womb, the breasts. But it's Jupiter. It could be about marriages because Jupiter for the boys is their marriage partner, I believe. Venus for the girls. So, seventh house, like I said, is Libra. Marriage, partnerships, unity, other people, projections, public enemies, and perhaps even lawsuits. Jupiter in Cancer. Expansion through your nurturing. Sympathetic, protective, and dedicated to caring for others. Jupiter in Cancer uses food as an emotional sustenance. Oh, Aston always says I'm a feeder. Thanks for listening. Bye.